This calls for a celebration. I just broke 300 subscribers. This calls for something wild. For example, champagne popping music. Where is it? Where is it? Listen. Woo! Okay, enough of this. Enough of this, and let's continue. Do you mind taking a quick feedback survey? No! No, why? Man, VS Code has become a shovelware project, it seems. Is it called shovelware? What is shovelware? Software, it's low quality, mass produced, thrown together quickly, often sold in bulk. What is the name for a product that keeps popping up? Negware. Negware, okay. VS Code, you have become my enemy. I might replace it some at one point. So let's continue with Django. The thing with Django is that we are done. There are no more test projects. Or maybe there is. No, there isn't. I'm done with the test project, and we're gonna do another one. We're gonna build a social website. I'm going to projects, learning Django. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reuse the same environment. As here. I could create a new virtual environment for this project, but I think I'm gonna reuse the same. If you don't want to do this, just create a new project, go through the hoops, when here you're gonna create a new virtual environment. Let me just increase this so you see better. When you see I made a mistake here, or maybe put a dot here, and then you just run it. Then you need to install Django, and the rest is done automatically. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new project, and I'm gonna call it, so the book calls it bookmarks, but I want, let's say, social. So this is the initial project structure. Now, inside of our project structure, I'm gonna create a new application. It's gonna be called account. Next, I'm gonna just open the code here. What I need to do is I need to add new application to our project inside our settings py, and here I'm gonna say account apps account config. This is good. Django looks for templates and for applications in order. So because we put this first, we know that it will look inside account config first. Now let's run manage py migrate. So these are the initial Django database migrations. Next, let's build an authentication system using the Django authentication framework. So let me just go back to my tablet. I love using the mind maps as a way of education. So here I'm gonna write in the middle. So the middle is somewhere here. I'm gonna write social app. What's the size of this? 20. And I'm gonna create somewhat of a bubble. And next, I'm gonna remove the zoom, reduce this to maybe 15. And now I can write informations and ideas and things I want to remember. And the first concept we are gonna talk about here is authentication. So Django comes with a built-in authentication framework. It can handle everything authentication related, sessions, permissions, user groups. Also, it includes some default views for actions such as login or logout or password change or password reset. And it's located here at Django contribution out, and it's used by other Django packages. So when we create a new Django project using the start project command, the authentication framework is included in the default settings of our project. It consists of the default Django contrib auth application, this one, and it has two middleware classes. And the two middleware classes are authentication middleware, it couldn't fit here, and session middleware. Authentication handles users with requests using session, and session handles the current session across requests. All right, the authentication framework also includes some models, but let's ignore this for now. Let's start. Let me close this and let's create a login view in Django. Account. Wait. Let's create a new forms.py file in the account application directory. And we need to add a couple of lines of code here. From Django, import forms, login form, forms, form. Forms is creating a plain HTML form. So what do we need? We need only the username, forms, car field, password, forms, car field, widget, forms. All right. The uniqueness here is that we are using widget type password, so it's masked when typing, and this is a user-facing form, username and password, simple. Now, the cool part is that Django will help render and validate all of this automatically. Let's go to views and create a new view here, and I'm gonna call it user login. It's gonna have a request. If request method is post, I'm creating a form, login form, but we need the login form to be imported from forms import post. If the form is valid, let's get our data. Let me type in the rest of the form, of the view, and I'm gonna come back to you with the power of editing. All right, so we have two cases here. If we call the request method with post, we do something. Otherwise, if we call it with a get, we instantiate a new login form here. Now, if it's a post request, let's look at this snippet of code. So we are instantiating the form with the submitted data with form login form. If the form is valid, we get the data. And here we have the authenticate method. We authenticate the user against the database using the authenticate method. It takes a request object, username and password, returns the user object if the user has been successfully authenticated, returns none otherwise. There's also this check here that check if the user is active. This is a property of Django's user model. So let's ignore this for now. If the user is active, we log him in and we say successful login. Now, let's create a new, this is done. A new routing file inside the account app from Django URLs, import path, mini path, URL patterns is an array. What path we have? Login, use user login, name login. Here it says, here it complains that views is not defined, so we most probably need to import it as well from bum import views. That's it. This file defines URL patterns for the account section of site. We are saying here, when someone visits login, Django should call the user login function, this function from the views.py file. Now, after editing the small URLs, let's edit the big one inside the project folder. Pass, this is going to be account, include account URLs. From URLs, what do I have? Also here need to import include. This will include the account project, account applications routes as well. This is how we plug the accounts apps URL into the main project. Basically, if someone goes to anything that starts with account with 2 C's, it will look into account URLs for more detail. Now, account, what do we need here? Template, and another folder inside template is going to be account, and then another file is going to be base HTML. Another file in account is going to be named login HTML. Now the base, nothing special. I'm just going to copy it. This is our base layout. Other templates will extend this. What do we have? What do we have? We have a title block that we're going to fill in. We have a content block here that we are going to fill in as well. And we are pulling the CSS, as you can see in this tag, from a static folder. Now let's create the login.html file. Okay, what are some peculiarities about the login form? What are some unique stuff here? It renders the form using form SP, which shows each field as a paragraph. We need the CSRF token in order to protect us from cross-site request forgery attacks. What else? Yeah, we have content. We extend the base HTML. This is the title, so this will fill in places in our base HTML. Now, let's create a super user. We need to do this in order to be able to access the administration site to manage other users. So I'm just going to go back here. Python, manage py, create super user. Django Forms has no attribute car field. should be looking like this. Create super user. Where's the server? Account views. This is inside the URLs file most probably, but inside small one. User login. Yes, use me. Skip this password. Let's use the same. Shit, have I? Yeah, of course they didn't match the two. Yeah, I'm gonna use. Yeah, create the new user anyway. Let's run server. And next thing we are gonna do is, let me just move this here. It's gonna be localhost. Is it 8,000? I think it's 8,000. Page not found. Using the URL conf defined in social URL, Django try these patterns in this order. But what if I do admin? Go to users. Let's see. Let's create a new user. I'm gonna call him Big Boss. Whether the user will blah 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 blah. That's fine. The password is too common. I don't care, brother. I just type in password. What should I put here? Your password can't be too similar. Your password must contain. What the hell? Okay. I'm gonna say T1234567 8. If this isn't T1234567 8, you're joking me. T1234567. T12345. Ah, thanks. Thank fuck. Next I'm going to account login. It failed. It failed. Account login. Why did it fail? Why have you failed me, my brother? What are you doing bad here? Template does not exist. Template does not exist. Why? Why is the template non-existent here? Account login, it should be right. Template, template, S. This was the issue. If it doesn't work now, I'm gonna jump from my window. I was just joking. Template does not exist. Template does not. Do I need to rebuild it? Account templates. Account login HTML. But the base goes in templates. I made a mistake. I made a switcheroo. Now it works, of course. The Duke dev. Let me just open my. Why do I have bookmarks here? No idea. Blah 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 blah. And what is the network saying? It's an invalid login. But what if I type in Big Boss and then I type his password? Ooh, successful login, amazing. I don't need this. CSS base CSS. Let me just do one more thing. Account, I'm gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call it static, but not here. It should be living in account. Then close all of these guys. Static, inside static, I'm gonna create a new folder, CSS. And inside here, I'm gonna create base CSS. I just told ChatGPT to generate me something. Hopefully it looks. Why the fuck it doesn't? I need to rebuild it. And oh, looks sleek, looks nice. By the way, Django as well has its own built-in authentication views. Built-in authentication views are ready to use class-based views that can handle on its own login, logout, password changes, and password resets for us. Instead of writing, all of that logic ourselves, Django gives us views right off the box. And there are a couple of class-based views, and Django provides them under the already mentioned Django contrib out app, like login, logout, change password, reset password, email send, confirm reset link, and so on and so on and so on. Now, we won't use any more manual login systems. We are going to use Django's default authentication system from now on, or at least for this example, for this experiment. Let us go into account. Let us edit urls.py. So instead of this, I'll create a new one. It's going to be path login. We're going to log out the first one. They're named the same, but we won't use the out views, so we need to import out views like this. Dot login view as view name login. I'll comment out this one, and I'll add one for logout and one for the dashboard as well. Let us now hit the templates again, because Django's out system, this out views, will look for templates inside templates/registration. So here I'm gonna go and create a new folder. I'm not a big fan of all of these naming specific and the fact that Django depends on, for example, these guys being in registration. Login HTML. I'm gonna create also logged out HTML. Let me write some logic here in login. So it's the same thing. We extend the base. I'll just so we are extending the base. We have the title. Now this is all content. It ends here. H1, I don't care. The form has errors. Your username and password didn't match. Please try again. Otherwise, please use the following form to log in. I'll just write here login. And this is the login form. It has login. The method is post. We take the same form, CSRF token, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. And that's it. I'll also just create one view for logging out. Next thing is our account app, and I should have a view here. So we're not using this anymore. We are not using these views anymore. So here I'm actually gonna do look at this, def dashboard request, and I'm gonna return render. What can I render? Request account dashboard HTML section dashboard. But if I add a decorator here, login required, where do I import it from? From Django contrib auth decorators import login required. Now this is the view, and inside templates account, inside this folder I'm gonna create dashboard HTML. Same old. Now, I did all of this, but one thing is missing. I need to open settings.py, and I'll here somewhere, maybe at the end, create 3 constant variables. Login, yeah, you must be kidding me. URL, login redirect you. Why is this happening? Why? I need to buy a mouse. My touchpad is too oily. Logout redirect URL login. Okay, so we switched to Django's built-in login logout. We created registration login HTML and logged out HTML. We protected dashboard with login required. We configured these variables, and now let's try it out. By the way, if you are wondering what these settings defined are, they are the URL that tell Django which URL to redirect the user after a successful login, or login redirected URL. Login URL is the URL to direct the user to login, and logout, yeah, it's the URL to direct the user to logout. Let's test it. Let's see if this works now. Wait. Okay, big boss 2 3 4 5 6 7. We are here. We are in the dashboard. Amazing. Now let's add, because I would like to log out of this, so I need to add logout links to my base template. But to do this, and this is one of the commonly repeated tasks, in order to do this, you need to determine whether the user is logged in or not to help display. For example, if he's logged in, I want a login button, the logout button. Otherwise, I want a login button for the user. Okay. Okay, so let's tie it all together. Let's enhance this. Where are you? Where are you? Base.html. Base.html. Header. Ah, it was here. Okay, so instead of this, I'll remove the content and I'll create some code here. Actually, I'll leave this. So if request user is authenticated, so if the user has entered valid username and password, I'll just do a div here because I want to wrap this up nicely. So if the user is authenticated, I'll just copy here a piece of code. Okay, so this section is dashboard. I'm gonna add the class selected. Otherwise, if section is images, I add it here. All of this works nice. Below this, I'll create another piece of code like this. All right, what we have done here. If request user is authenticated, is a way to check whether this user is logged in. If it is, show all of this. Otherwise, hide the navbar and show a login link instead. Hello, login, logout. And we have section. And if you remember, here somewhere in the view, I provided the section. So Django knows when to hit certain checks inside the if block. Let's try it again. Oh man, this looks ugly. Again, I don't have time to fix this, to tie this up properly, to make it real tight. So what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna generate static base. I'll just generate some more CSS. And now if I reload, do I need to rebuild this shit? Most probably. Bum. Why? Header. I already have the header here. What if I remove this? List time on. Yeah, this should work. Why doesn't it work? Class menu. Logout. Is this even running? I hate this. I hate this for some reason. CSS 9. So it never updated the base CSS, which leads me to a conclusion that most probably there's an issue here. Content, logo, content. CSS base CSS. So I had to empty my cache. All right. Bookmarks, images, people. This doesn't work. If I click logout doesn't work as well. So let's bring some life into these views. Okay, let's close all of this. Let's add some more URLs, but not here, inside my account app. So what I'll have here, I'll have the password change URLs as well. Let me just write this, or maybe paste. All right, we have this URL, password change. We get the view from the auth view from Django, S view, and we call it password change. The same thing for password change done, because we will most probably be redirected once we do this. So the password change view will handle the form to change the password, and the password change done view will display a success message after the user has successfully changed their password. All right, we need some new files. I'm gonna skip this because this is already getting a bit tedious. It repeats. So I'll do this quickly. I'm gonna add two files here. Password change form HTML. And password change done.html. The password change form looks like this. Extend the base, change the password. This is the title. Here we automatically, because we use the view automatically generates the content. So that's it. Password change done will be here. So let me do this. So as I said, password changed. SU renders the form handles validation. Done view shows success message. And these views automatically redirect unauthenticated users to the login page. And the default templates are expected in registration, so we follow that path. Let's test this guy. If I go account, login, I think I already have, but let me log. Nice. And now if I go account, password change, your password has been successfully changed. What? This shouldn't be happening like this. Where's my form? Password change form. HTML. And password change done. Have I saved this? No. Password change. Why is this? This shouldn't be working like this. Also, the logout needs to work. Account login. Let me try to log. No, not with. Is there something broken? I think the login is broken. Logout. What if I click logout? It doesn't work. Login. Empty cache. Wait, let me remove all from. Where do I keep data? Cookies. Clear. Okay, login. Big boss. Welcome, big boss. Now, if I go to password, password change. Why? How are you changed? Password change, view, password change, done. Okay, let's go on a bug hunt now. Oh. Okay, sometimes the most obvious things are not the easiest to notice. What has happened is I've changed mistakenly the context of the two templates. Now if I go to password change, okay, it's big boss. What if I say the password is, instead of T, I'm gonna say B123456 7. No, it's the old password, T123456 7, and here B123456 7, B123456 7. Will this work? Oh, has it failed? Has it failed? Ah, shit, this won't work. Login. I'll clear the cookies again. Big boss. Welcome, big boss. Wait, let me clear the cookies again. This shouldn't work unless... Ah, this should work because I'm a user. If I type any nonsense like blah 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 blah, this should fail. This should fail. Okay. All right, let's talk about another concept now. And this concept is called, let me open this, show it, yeah. It's called password resets. So what am I gonna do here? All right, let's close all apart. Actually, let's close all. And let me open URLs py, but not this one. URLs py in the account project. So we need to add a couple of password reset views. Bum, bum. Yeah, this seems like a lot, but basically, I also don't know what they are doing, but I assume all of them are using already predefined Django out views. I assume all of them are doing something. Yeah, this one has the UADP, this one has the token. Okay, let's create the required templates. I go to templates, registration, new file, password, reset form, HTML, bam, password reset form. Let's create a new one. Password reset email, HTML. Okay, this basically won't work because I haven't set up a right email server. If you remember, we mocked it. So this won't work, but I mean it's okay. Let's leave it. I would skip this, but let's leave it. Password reset done. HTML and password reset confirm. Reset confirm HTML. And password reset. Oh god, there's another one. Password reset complete. This won't work. This won't work at all, I believe. But let's just create these views here and templates. Okay, close all. Registration. If I go to login HTML. So what can I do after the form tag? I can do. Oh, I forgot my password. And let's go back to settings PY. I'm gonna add here email back. Yeah, it's here. Here what I'm doing is I'm mocking the Django environment to print the email to the console, which avoids the need for a real SMTP setup during development. It would take me a lot of time, so I think it's good that I just ignore it. So let me rebuild. I'm running my dev server, account login, forgot a new password, enter your email address to obtain a new password. What do I even have? My email address. Did I have admin? Let me do a quick check in my users. Username, first name. Okay. bigboss@gmail.com. Save. Account login. bigboss@gmail.com. And let me go back to the terminal. If I click send an email, we emailed. Where the hell are you? Ah, nice. Here it is. Great. Someone asked for password reset for email bigboss@gmail.com. Follow the link below. So, if I click here, amazing, amazing, amazing. Great. But I want, that's it. That's it. I don't want to go too deep into this. But what I would like to do is to do the following. Let's start a new subject. This one will be called user registration. So my logout action is broken. My logout action is broken. So why are you not working, my friend? Logout view, S view. Let's try to fix this before we go any further. So what does the status say here? Failed. Copy response. Okay, so it says here HTTP response code failure. So what could the issue be here? HTTP general? Ah, my bad. My bad. Mea culpa. The request button I'm hitting is get, but my dear friend logout only takes post and options. So let's see. Logged out. Login, where's logout? Forgotten your password. No, base. Where's logout? Logout, it's here. All right, and inside my views or URLs, logout view, log the user, display the message. Yeah, so it only takes post and options. I mean, I could add get here, but let's not do this. Let's not be a smart ass. So here it says blah blah blah. Django's logout view requires post to prevent CSRF vulnerabilities. So we can replace our logout a tag, which is this guy, with a form. So most probably we need to create a new form. We need to set let's do it like this. No. Bum 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 bum. And now it works. But the style is so bad. Style is so bad. But I'll leave it. It looks no, it looks bad. It looks bad. Class logout. So what I did here is add a class logout, added some styles. They're not needed. I don't know why, but why? Do I need to reload this? Okay. Logout. What if I log in again? Logout. What? Ah, okay. So it has a link now. Links. Okay. Now. Uh, so in order to let our users register and have visitors actually becoming part of your app, we need to do some extra things. I'm gonna go to form again here, and then I'm gonna create a new class. The class will be user registration form, and I'm gonna pick it from model forms model form. Yeah, here you are. Okay. you're gonna create the model form, and the model form will be tied to the user. The user is already predefined in Django. But we need to extend it a bit. So let's start. Password, forms, character field, label. It's gonna be password, and the widget is gonna be forms, password input. The same for confirm password, and then inside here I'm gonna create a class meta. The model that I'm using is user. User. I need to pick him up from Django contribution auth models import user. What fields are we picking? Username, first name, email. Okay, but also we need to make sure that the passwords match. So we picked 2 extra password fields, and we also pull data from our user model. Let me just also create def clean password self. It's gonna be cd self cleaned data. If the passwords match, let's just return it. Like here. All right, this is the form. Now let's create a view. The view is gonna be register. It takes the request. Again, we're gonna have the same logic. If request method is equal to post, let me just pull out the user registration form. So if it's post, the user form is user registration form request post. Otherwise, we'll do something else. It's gonna be user form, user registration form. Let's return render. I'm gonna return request account register HTML, and I'm gonna return the user form. But here I'm getting the user form. I need to check if it's valid. If it's valid, I'm gonna pick the new user, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna set the password, and then I'm gonna save it for real, because we need to hash the password before saving the user. So this is how it's all gonna work. Let me just type it out. Boom. So if user form is valid, new user, please create it from the user form. Commit false, so it's not persistent, because we need first to set the password to the new user. And then we save it, and then we return all of this data. Let us go back to URLs. Path, register, views, register, name, register. Amazing. The templates, they're gonna be as simple as they are. Wait, where have I need a comma here. Where have I said I'm gonna keep it? So it's gonna be templates, account. Let me create a new file. Register HTML. Save it. Same thing again. Register done. HTML, save this one as well. Okay, so we have both the feedback. Let's go to registration, login. I'm gonna add it here. And I think this should be it. I'm gonna log out, register here. I got a whole ass form for myself. This is what I like. All of this text is a bit too much for me. I'm just gonna say, I'm not registered. Register here. Okay. Forgot your password. Here I'm gonna write invalid username and password. But one thing that I want to do is the thing is I'll end today's episode, but I'm interested in how is this working? Is this something that Django creates outside of the box? I understand how this works. These guys are part of the class because we explicitly declared them, and then we add this. It just extends the meta. Django, you know, includes these as extra form fields. They are not in the model. Django doesn't care because it merged these fields and this. But how is this? Is this a naming convention? It is a naming convention. It must be a naming convention. Django looks for methods named clean for each form field. So when you name a method clean password2, Django knows to use it to validate the password2 field. Oh, this is so stupid. This is really stupid, but that's it. Thank you for watching this episode and see you in the next one. Bye bye.